My name is Meredith Nnoka. I'm a non-binary biracial Black person. I have dark glasses and curly brown hair and hoop earrings, and I'm sitting in front of a gray wall with an Edward Hopper painting. Um, I'm going to read two poems from what has turned out to be my first book, which just got picked up. It's called Les Portes, and it's these two poems are going to be in the anthology. The book is about mass incarceration and domestic violence and how those things overlap. So these two poems talk about um, both like these concepts, but also what happens when we receive harm, how we stop ourselves from passing it on, and also what we can do um, without involving police and prisons. So this first poem is called Carceral Logic. True lasting harm pervades the everyday, so common as to be banal. No one is or has ever been immune. There has never been a person alive whose intelligence made them inviolable. And still we have built so few ways to keep someone safe that do not rely upon a closed iron door. My reality was that I appeared an implausible victim to anyone who viewed me next to my abuser. The law would not have believed me. Everyone I knew could tell a story of a woman arrested by the help she called for. Skilled counselors never saw my hesitancy to speak about my marriage as fear. They saw only my height, size, and ambiguously brown face, marking me as an aggressor who had yet to aggress. Police had been the same, even when I was young and still lived with my parents, often more dismissive, colder. No one thought that women could hurt each other. No one noted that a white woman had claimed ownership of me. So any number I could have called, I didn't. Any document I could have filed, I abandoned. I never wanted justice for myself to mean a locked room for her or for abuse to become my only story. Throughout my life, I have always wanted to cut out the parts in me that seek punishment for others in order to feel strong again, the parts that would call for the kind of help that brings guns to the door. I have only ever had friends who pulled me to a raft and showed me I was drowning. The second poem is called In Kind, and this is the last one. Mornings I study my aging hands, lattice work on bare wood, stripped and knotted, bruised over. I praise the dimming eyes that fill in rain before it hits the alley, the mouth making ceaseless music above a cooling stove. In this new city, I'm trying to refashion a life in which I'm only ever kind, in which I hold my potential for unkindness inside me like an unlit cannon. The parts of me that will shatter or that remain shattered, the parts that may shatter others when ignited. Better to be ruined from within, I tell myself. Better if no one finds out what I came from. There's a song I know that invites mercy in, calls it into the room to linger next to me like an obedient dog or a devoted ghost. I no longer believe that I am kind, but I want to be. I hope that I used to be before my body was ransacked and pillaged, a city set alight. I do not know when the impulse toward goodness last lived within me. When I wake at the crest of my vision, there is a dim outline of something like love for those who saved me, for those still in need of saving, that shifts my numbed feet from the edge of the bed and pulls me to stand against my truest will. I have been and can be kind again, but I may never be harmless. The life where I do no harm sits beyond smoke-coated towers. It aches like the sweet unspooling of my spine with every year that passes. When I come near it, it crumbles to dust, unsettled by early winds. And that was it for us tonight. Thank you, everybody.